Hi, you're watching us on NewsX YouTube. My name is Gauri. With me is my colleague Rishabh. Rishabh, is Bangladesh richer than Pakistan?
By many measures, yes. And if you're a Pakistani that first oppressed, crushed, let me just give you a quick background, okay? 47, East Pakistan and West Pakistan are created, okay? The majority population lives in East Pakistan, okay? The majority population which lives in East Pakistan is Bangla speaking. The capital is set up where? In West Pakistan. It is dominated by who? The Muslim Punjabis of Pakistan. And they treated the East Pakistani, Bangladeshis, the Bangla speaking people as a helot class, as basically slave labor, okay, which resulted in Mujibur Rahman and Bangladesh. Just imagine this, Gauri. Bangladesh as a country was created hardly in 1971. Today, as things stand, as we stand today in 2020, Bangladesh GDP is currently in 2019 at $285 billion. Pakistan's GDP has currently been in 2019 at just over $320 billion. Now, despite the COVID crisis, despite Corona, Bangladesh will probably grow by 5 or 6% this year. So by 2020, in the current year we are sitting, Bangladesh GDP is going to be more than $300 billion. And Pakistan, if it's lucky, will grow at all, most likely be in a recession. So by the end of the year or early next year, Bangladesh in GDP terms is going to overtake Pakistan as a bigger economy on the face of the planet. Okay. So if you look at other parameters in case history, just 10 years ago, in 2010, Bangladesh GDP was just $110 billion. At that point of time, 10 years ago, Pakistan GDP was $170 billion. So in the 10 years, Bangladesh has added more than 70% more than what Pakistan has done to its GDP. Okay. And for a parallel reference, India's GDP then was about $1,675 billion in 2010. India's GDP now is just under that $3,000 billion mark. So Bangladesh has rapidly outpaced even India in some years in GDP growth, but they have rapidly outpaced Pakistan. So by the end of this year or early next year, they're going to be bigger GDP size in Pakistan. Per capita GDP, which is GDP in terms of population. Remember, Bangladesh's population is 160 million versus 210 million in Pakistan. Per capita, Bangladesh's GDP is already $1,700. Pakistan GDP is just over $1,490. So per capita, Bangladesh is already a richer country than Pakistan. For reference, India's per capita GDP is just over $2,000. Now, within about 4 or 5 years, Bangladesh will be out of the stature of least developed countries. So there are underdeveloped countries, developed countries, underdeveloped, least developed. Currently, Bangladesh is a least developed country. India is an underdeveloped country. Within 3 or 4 years, Bangladesh will be out of the least developed country tag. Okay. Look at things like current account deficit. Okay. Bangladesh has currently a current account, which is a trade deficit, okay, import-export deficit of 1.8%. Pakistan is running an official current account deficit of 4.8%, okay. Bangladesh has a phenomenally good debt to GDP ratio of just under 40%. Pakistan's debt to GDP ratio, which is how much money they owe, is 75%, okay. Life expectancy in Bangladesh is 72 years. Life expectancy in Pakistan is 66 years. For reference, life expectancy in India is 69, right in the middle of that. If you look at important things like forex reserves, Bangladesh has $32 billion of forex reserves. Pakistan has $15 billion of forex reserves. So double the size of forex reserves of Pakistan. And all of this growth, Gauri, pretty much has come in the past 10-12 years due to the sheer economic weight of Bangladesh becoming one of the largest textile exporters of the world. We know this in India. Bangladesh is now number 2 in textile exports, only to China. Okay, they make everything from apparel to stitch to unstitched to to cotton to all sorts of fabrics they export. They also have some shrimp export, leather goods, some plastic goods, but mostly it's on the back of a textile powerhouse. Currently, Bangladesh is getting in $17 billion of FDI per year. Okay, it ranges between 12 to $17 billion, 17 billion on the high end. Pakistan is lucky if it gets $5 to $6 billion of FDI on the high end. Most likely ends up getting $2 to $3 billion. Okay, India-Bangladesh trade is $10 billion, of which, and India is not a traditional trade partner of Bangladesh, because the textiles, they sell them in Europe,
Right.
and they sell them in America, right? So India is not a traditional trade partner in the sense of Bangladesh exports, but nonetheless, Bangladesh is now exporting $1 billion worth of goods to India. So $10 billion of trade, of which $1 billion are Bangladesh imports into India for us. Pakistan-India trade is under $2 billion, and after the recent crackdown that happened a couple of years ago, well, just about a year or so ago, is going to become almost nothing. So you'll have a few $100 million of trade. So we are at 5x, maybe 10x India-Bangladesh trade when compared to India-Pakistan trade, which is a lesson for the Pakistanis. Now we sell the Bangladeshis cotton, which goes into the textile. When we sell heavy goods, the capital goods, we sell cars that go into Bangladesh, and we have recently, since 2018, started selling 500 megawatts of power to Bangladesh, electricity to Bangladesh. And then of course the Gauri, since that SAARC is now being sidelined for obvious reasons because Pakistan always hijacks it, Bangladesh is a part of BIMSTEC, which is looking at Southeast Asia. Bangladesh is part with us of BBIN, which is Bhutan, Bangladesh, India and Nepal. So we have already set up these counter organizations that SAARC can safely be sidelined. So it should be a deep realization to the Pakistanis of how, after following an army coup policy, after having dictator after dictator, after letting the army run the government, after perpetuating Islamic Jihad, after backing the Taliban, after killing innocent people and doing terrorism for the better part of their entire life cycle of independence, the lesson is being taught by Bangladesh that if you're focused on the economy, focused on your people, you could have actually created something worthwhile in Pakistan. And a lot of credit to this, Gauri, certainly has to go to Sheikh Hasina and her government that have become the hope of the Bangladeshi people. And of course, we are hoping that the corona crisis, Bangladesh comes out of it well. We want Bangladesh to do well. We want the South Asian region to be a rich region, and a lot of these countries to be expanding their trade with India, so we all benefit.
Well, thanks Rishabh, that was really interesting. And thanks for watching this video. For more such videos, subscribe to NewsX YouTube.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.